Sorry, she's on the short chair. Hi, sorry.
I'm Lou.
I'm Cindy.
And we run Faking Sanity, a bookstore in... Stop squeaking.
I'm sorry, my chair's a little squeaky.
I told her she had to switch chairs if she was going to bounce around.
I'd be good.
We run a bookstore and yarn shop and coffee shop in Dawson Creek, BC. And Canada.
People might not know where BC is, or they might hear DC.
That's true.
Yes.
Yes,
I've had
British
that before.
Columbia.
Yes.
And this is our knitting podcast / chance to be crazy with people we don't know as well as we do the local people.
As opposed to being crazy every other day.
Yes.
Yes. It's a holiday today.
We get to share the crazy.
Yeah.
It is a holiday today. It's
holiday
BC
today.
Day.
Yeah. I can never remember what this is just the August long weekend. Because in Alberta, where we were before we started this, it was Heritage Day.
Yeah.
Here
it's
it's just
BC Day.
BC Day. Basically, it's an excuse for people to go out camping. But, ooh, camping. I used to like camping and fishing and all that stuff that we used to do when I was a kid.
And now, not so
It's
much.
the outdoors. I'm so allergic to the outdoors.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like indoors too.
it's been a while. Now we
been a
have
while.
lots of knitting and acquisitions.
Yeah, we postponed. So the first time, we do a
Oh, we
podcast
did.
every 2 weeks, and we were going to do it after 2 weeks, which would have been middle of July-ish. And we just didn't have hardly anything to show. So we were like, let's postpone it one more week. And since then, one of us has been sick.
Yes. We've just been
Each
taking
weekend.
turns. Yeah.
So,
Sick or broken.
yeah.
Yeah.
I not broken. I didn't break
Broken.
my back. I just
Sciatica?
hurt my back. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
But
So
we're
she
back
couldn't
and we
really
have
sit.
lots of knitting now.
Yes. Lots and lots and lots of knitting.
Yeah. So
Okay, and
why
spinning.
don't we...
And spinning.
Yes,
because
it was Tour de Fleece. I did lots of spinning.
Yeah. So should I start?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to start with whips. So this is my favorite whip right now. It's going to be a whip for a long, long time.
It is, because she gets bored with stockinette and she's now
I am
on
now onto the stockinette. So
stockinette.
this is, you can't really tell, but it is a wrap skirt. And it starts at the bottom, and it's got this great little lace panel.
It is really nice. I'm just going to hold your coat while you're...
Oh, okay. And then now I'm into
Miles of stockinette.
Oodles and oodles of stockinette. And it was like 600 stitches. So, this has been taking me a while.
And what's the yarn?
The yarn is Sugar Bush Trickle. It's a bamboo cotton. It's lovely. I really, really like it.
I really like the fabric you're
It's like a
getting.
fingering weight yarn, and it's just gorgeous. It's got this shine and stuff, and it is wool free. So I'm making a skirt for Dana, who I've mentioned lots. She's
allergic
one of-
to wool, but totally appreciates hand knits. So.
Exactly. So you want to make her stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I liked the fabric so much that when we ordered more for the store, I ordered an extra bag so that I could take one home with me.
yeah, I was thinking if I liked this, I would make myself one, but oh my goodness, it's gonna be a lot of knitting, so probably not. I don't wear skirts enough to make it worthwhile.
But you could make a shirt out of it. It'd be a nice shirt.
I don't know. I have this thing about knit shirts because I'm big. Knitting a shirt is a lot.
Yes.
Especially in a fingering weight.
Yes. But I do
And
it. And I'm
yes.
not that much smaller than you.
No,
like,
but-
it's different places, but...
Yeah, but I just don't know that I'd wear it enough to make it worthwhile. I'm making a sweater.
Yeah.
Really I am. I started it like a year ago, and then I put it away because I got overwhelmed with the giant cable-y
Yes.
blanket of doom. It wasn't a blanket, it was a wrap, but
But it is a big wrap.
which I ended up selling. So I'm going to be making another one.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, so this pattern is just called Wrap Around Skirt. It's a Knit Picks pattern. It's by Eric Jakowski.
Erica.
Erica.
I'm like, I know that last name. It's
Yeah.
Erica.
Yeah, and it's a great little, it's just a wrap skirt. It's super easy.
Knit flat.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's just got like a little lace. It's got chart and written out. Though, I don't know how anyone can do written out
Lace written out. Yeah, I always go for the chart
I
if there
love
is
charts. Yeah, it's really cool. And because it's a wraparound skirt, it's going to be pretty forgiving.
Yeah. You can wear it whether you lose 5 pounds, gain 5 pounds.
That's why I was thinking. I had been working on this really cool pattern that was for Dano. That was a skirt that turned into a cardigan. Really, really cute pattern. And I love the idea of it. I love the knitting. I don't know. I gave up.
Lost steam.
Yeah, I did. So this
Well, and the
will
yarn
be
you
her
had
big.
planned on it didn't really
Yes,
work
I had
out,
gotten
and
linen
then-
for it, and it didn't work because it was too thin. And then so I switched to another, but I didn't like it as much. And yeah, anyway. So this is my big project for Dano, and she really, really appreciates hand knits. So I am looking forward to it, and she knows that it will take me forever.
Yes.
So.
I think we said Cindy said she'd start it right away, and I was thinking, so, for Christmas after next. And Dana was like, or in 5 years.
Yeah.
So she knows.
She knows she'll still be around here. Okay.
Because she loves us.
She does.
She's
She's
been
one of
here,
our staff.
Yeah, she's been here with us since like a month after we opened.
Yeah.
We hired her, and she's been here
That's
for
been
the
9
whole
years.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I have a whip too. Which one should I start? I'll start with the one I haven't shown in a while. Oh, I was going to finish a
You were going to
row.
get to the end of the row. Oh well, too bad. Too late.
So this is the Overlander shawl by
Cozy Up
Cozy Up
Designs.
Designs, and I'm just doing a 2-color version. I'm hacking it because I noticed
She's not hacking it.
Well,
She's
I'm-
screwing it up.
I'm hacking it and doing the 2-color version.
then
But
she-
then I realized I just got carried away purling and did a section in stockinette. But it doesn't look
It
bad.
looks good.
So I'm just gonna do another
Another
one
section.
further on when I get
Yeah.
to another solid color garter stripes, and I'll do it in stockinette as well.
Yeah. It's a fun
yeah.
little pattern. And
Yeah.
it's
And it's growing. Like it's fairly long already. But there is still okay, you can't see behind the shawl. She's trying to bite and or lick my hand, and it's
Probably bite.
creepy. But it's getting.
I just have to open my mouth and go, nah. And she's like, ah!
Would you be creeped out?
Possibly because I have bitter.
She's a biter.
I'm a strange person.
But yeah, it's getting pretty big already, and I'm not even half done.
It's fab.
So it'll be a
Don't we
nice. It'll be a nice shawl, and I'm really thrilled with the yarn.
Oh.
So this is going to be a shop sample for a bit before I take it home, and the green yarn is our Faking Sanity yarn.
Determination.
Yeah, Determination. It's sport weight, and it is in the
How the Grinch Stole
Grinch
Christmas?
Stole Christmas colorway, but the purple one was
Is
new.
it? Or is it green eggs and ham? I don't know. It's one of the Seuss ones.
It is a Seuss one. Now
I
can't
think it's
of it.
Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
But the purple here is a dark, dark purple that has really dark olives in it, and then pops of kind of a lighter bluey purple that looks almost iridescent given how dark the rest is. And I love it. Love the colors. Love the fabric. It's a little trickier to knit with because the ply is so loose.
Yes.
But for me, who adds twist to everything and I'm constantly untwisting, I don't have to with this one. So it's great. So it splits a little bit more than usual, but I love it because I'm not constantly having to unwind it. And I love the colors.
Yeah. And
Look at
that's
that.
Earth
It's-
Yarns.
It's
URTH.
Oh, I've made a mess of the ball, but it's Earth Yarns
Merino
merino sock. And yeah, it's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
really
that's
like
my
it.
first one. I think I'm just a little bit past Rebecca, who we were doing it with.
I've already done it. I actually, you guys would be so proud of me. I blocked it and it looks fabulous.
It does.
Yeah.
You should go get it.
Nah, I don't have socks on. Or shoes, because I took my shoes off to get my socks off.
Right.
You'll see my socks later.
But yeah, this is another hacked pattern because it's supposed to be, this last 4 rows was supposed to be all in the main color, and I
whoops.
forgot and kept switching. So there's now 3 repeats of garter in the stripes instead of 2 and then 1 of the purple.
I purposefully hacked it because I ran out of yarn.
Yeah, I didn't.
She
But,
accidentally hacked it.
but it's fine. Like, it looks cool no matter
So
what.
Rebecca keeps saying that Cozy Up should do a knit along that is hack a pattern knit along.
Yeah.
So take one of their patterns and everybody hack it in a different way.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you guys are watching, that's an idea. Because this is the first pattern that Rebecca has actually followed the pattern
Yeah.
for. She usually just kind of makes it up as she goes along.
Yeah.
And she's,
But she's
very
doing
proud of it.
great.
She's doing great.
Yeah, I can't believe she's finding knitting time. She's she has a farm and they have loads of animals and they're haying and
Okay, they got the cutest little goat. He's 12 inches tall
adult.
at the shoulders. Yeah, he's going to be their new buck.
Yeah. She has a mini farm.
Yes,
like,
she has mini goats. We've talked about Rebecca before.
but 12 inches.
So cute. I saw pictures. We got invited out to go see all the goats today, but we're feeling kind of meh. So we did.
We took the chance to sleep in and then grab
And
a
then nap.
leisurely food and nap and come podcast.
Okay.
But,
My next whip. Oh, this one.
this is a new one. You haven't shown this one yet at all.
I haven't shown any of these because I finished all the ones I was
That's
working
right.
on. Okay, so it's a sock. Because I finished my last socks, and I like to always have a sock on the go now. Because now I love hand knit socks to wear. I've been wearing them constantly.
Yeah. They are pretty awesome.
My mom was always like, hand knit socks, what's the point? And then I gave her some that didn't fit me. And a couple weeks ago, she was like, so I really like my hand knit socks. And I was like, yes.
She actually asked
Yep.
if you were looking for ideas. I could
'Cause
use another pair of hand knit socks.
I'm constantly like, so mom, what do you want me to knit? Yeah, what do you want me to knit?
Yeah.
And it's
You want a
not like-
scarf? Want a hat?
It's not like she goes outside all that much. Ugh, that sounds terrible, but like, when it's cold out, you drive. It's Dawson Creek. Nobody walks except Brian. Our friend Brian. Anyway, so it is. This yarn is Rolana. Nope, no, it's not. It's Prolana.
Yeah. I was like, it's Mylan White.
Golden Sock Stretch Tannheim 6. So they're really, really super subtle gradients.
Yeah.
So it
can
goes
kinda
from
see-
darkish to like a yellowy green.
Some
which-
are more obvious than others. You chose a really subtle
Yes,
one.
there's one that like goes from gray to pink and
Yeah.
But I thought these were good colors for my mom. I did forget that she has short feet like me, so I won't get to the end of the gradient, and she won't let me like make the other sock from the light to dark because she wants them to look the same. But anyway, that's all right. That means I will have some left over that
I was going
will.
to say, you'll just get 2 minis of the lightest color.
So that's cool. And and the pattern is Hermione's Everyday Socks. I actually did the
Heel flap?
heel flap and turn as called for. I didn't do it quite as long because Mom's short. She doesn't need long. She needs hobbit socks. Yeah, I really enjoyed this pattern.
I still haven't knit it.
I
I'm
think
going to.
Really, any of the really simple 4-row stitch patterns, I like because you can see the progress, but you don't.
You don't have to have the pattern.
just really
That's
easy.
what I'm finding
Yeah.
with my Overlander. Like, the reason I keep forgetting to switch colors and stuff is because the
you get
pattern
into-
is really obvious, and
Except
so I don't.
That you're constantly like looking at the pattern.
Okay, so I'm stressed about, for some reason, forgetting a knit front and back at the end.
Except there's a knit front and back every row.
Yes.
Well, every right side row.
Every right side row. So I have the pattern there so I can check, knit front and back. And yet, I don't read the rest of the pattern because I know it.
Yeah.
It's knit one, slip one, right? Like, it's easy.
I'm really enjoying socks. And I think I'm mainly really enjoying socks because I really like the Chow-goos.
Yeah, since you switched.
I don't normally talk about my
Knitting.
needles too much.
Needles.
I talk about my knitting all the time. But yeah,
can't talk.
these are the Chow-goo, and they're 2.5 millimeters. So they're on the mini cable. It's just so flexible, and I like
It's
it.
so thin.
I really like the Chow-goos.
Yeah. I've started doing more stuff
I
magic.
almost stuck it up my nose. Anyway, yeah, magic loop. Woot. So yeah.
If you stab yourself on the
didn't mean
podcast,
to.
I'm going to laugh.
I didn't need to pick my nose or anything.
My other whip is almost done. You've seen this one before.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, I would assume that there was still lots to go.
it is.
So it looks like there's still lots to go.
It was a bigger bowl,
Oh, okay.
and you just dropped it on the floor.
Whoops.
So this is
Protein.
Grotine by
Okay.
Carolyn Dick. And it's knit out of one of my hand-dyed yarns. It was a colorway I didn't like, so I over-dyed it. I'm holding
cool.
it backwards.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
I
are.
am. But the lemon
you're
is
not.
the lemon is where I was
No,
last
the,
time.
The bumpy side is the back.
Oh yeah. linen stitch.
Yeah, it's
And
linen.
it's just a linen stitch scarf.
It's fab.
And I was knitting this for the Quiet Queers Craft Along, which the deadline's been extended to like August 15th.
Oh, how's it?
So I'll definitely finish by then. But it was so funny when
I like that little bit right there.
oh yeah, where it's more stripy. It was so funny because when I showed this last time, somebody contacted me and was like, oh, do you have more of this? And it was like, it was an off one. I didn't like it. I overdyed it, but I happened to have one other skein. So
I actually really like it. It's that
I don't mind it this time.
is it the bamboo or the
It's the bamboo merino
okay.
blend.
I wasn't sure if it was bamboo or tensile.
No, bamboo.
Oh, it would be shinier if it was tensile.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like it, and I'm almost done, and I really like that part of the proceeds of the pattern go to a cause I believe in, and
The northern
True North Aid.
that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fabulous.
So, and she says, like, if you sell, like, I don't mind if you sell stuff from this, but please consider giving a donation to True North Aid or a charity. So
I can see mistakes.
Oh, I
Actually,
can see
there's
a
so
few.
many mistakes. She's always like, whoops. Should I go back?
Some I've gone back and fixed, some I haven't. For example, here I knit 2 row 2s in a row. But all in all, like, it's a big linen stitch scarf.
You've got pearls on the
Yeah.
well, not pearls, just yarns held back.
It's
Right in front.
it's a big linen stitch scarf. So
I
one
really
row
like
that
linen stitch.
is a little bit closer, denser, isn't going to show that much in the overall shawl. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can kind of see the texture here is more pronounced, and that's because I did 2 of the rows in a row.
I really, really like linen
I think,
stitch.
yeah, I think this will be a nice,
I did 2
nice
scarves
scarf.
of linen stitch.
yes,
I don't know what.
straight scarves.
They're somewhere. Or I gave them away. I don't know.
Yeah, that's my second whip,
Okay.
and it's almost done.
My third whip. Oh,
Oh, and I'm knitting on Chow Goose too.
my third whip is crochet.
I'm going to pick up the yarn Cindy threw.
I didn't throw it, I just dropped it. Okay, it's crochet. It will look familiar to anyone who's watched podcasts.
In the past
Yep,
5 years.
past year. Because I've made 2 of these already. This is the Granny Stripes by Lucy of Attic 24. It's a really, really simple.
like this colorway.
So,
color
we
combination.
I ordered some stuff from Knit Picks. And I had ordered, okay, so we're kind of getting into acquisitions here, but I'd ordered this cool little kit that is...
Okay, you got to pull one of them out.
Yeah, it's these little 10-gram minis
They're
of
adorable.
Brava worsted in 24 colors.
Look at that.
And I just liked it so much. I'm going to use this to make a little sleeve for my tablet. But I like those so much that they also have packs of with 25-gram ones. So I got 2 packs of this.
And that's your blanket.
And that's my blanket.
She was trying to decide on what order to put them in.
I was going to say, because I called it the alphabet blanket on Nitpick, on Ravelry, because I couldn't decide what order to put them in. And so she suggested I do them alphabetically. So I
And
did
she
them
laughed,
alphabetically.
but then laid them out that way and went, oh, actually, I kind of like them in that
It's called
order.
the blues set, but it's more greens than blues, but I love it. It's very much
I
my
think
colors.
it's just that the greens are poppier greens.
Oh no, there's more greens than blues. Well, unless you consider teal blue. I consider it teal. Yeah,
It looks really nice.
So like the skirt has taken me like 5 weeks. I think I started it the day after our last podcast.
Yeah.
And like it takes me an hour at least to do a row.
Yeah.
This took me like 2 nights. Yeah. This much.
And you're
I
done
love
all of the
crochet.
colors once now,
Yeah,
plus the green. Like you're just starting
I'm
a second
into,
one.
I'm into.
This is your.
Yeah, that was my starting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm into. I was gonna say avocado, but no, that's avocado.
Yeah.
So this is alfalfa. So yeah,
I really like it.
love it. It's gonna be a little blanket for my bed.
And it's bright and cheery.
Hmm.
And crochet blankets are lovely. They're so heavy
And
and
they're just so fast.
love heavy.
Yeah.
I bought a weighted blanket and I love the heaviness of it.
Yeah.
Even more so than my crochet blankets, which
Okay.
I already had.
So we're still talking about acquisitions.
Yeah, do knit picks order.
So I did 2 knit picks orders. I didn't
Oh, I
bring it
forgot
all.
you got those. I was like, soup?
I didn't bring it all.
I forgot my twill.
Oh well, it looks the same as mine. Okay, so I did the order with the little packs, and I got some stroll in this, what's this one called? Pearlescent.
Yeah, I was like,
Because I have these little mini sets of stroll. I'm gonna do some kind of,
oh yeah, you got like the jewel
shawl.
tones one.
I got 5 different mini sets of stroll. I like minis. I don't know if you know this about me. And then
Rebecca's rubbing off on you.
oh yeah, no, I think I'm rubbing off on Rebecca because I was like, look at all the little minis, and then she was like, minis, I want all the minis. And then I got this hawthorn because I really like hawthorn, and this was a color I didn't have. I have quite a bit of hawthorn in my stash. Ditto with stroll.
I really like the twist on that. Like, it's a
I
good
do,
tight twist.
And I like the shine and stuff. This is Sweet Home. Yeah, I really like it. Snip picks.
Grubby pink.
Grubby pink, yes. And I got a book, the first one, because I got a free book.
Okay, there are so many really nice patterns
Yeah,
in
it's
that.
called Everyday Wraps. It's just a knit picks book. I was looking, I don't know if I'm going to make any of them right now, but it's definitely just going to stay in my library.
Yeah, well, I was thinking there were
really-
4 or 5 that I could easily enjoy knitting and wearing.
I really like this one. It's called the Fractal Shawl,
That's really
but it's a big one. It's like 4 skeins of yarn. And I have quite a few big projects on the go.
Yes.
Well, on the go or coming up. But yeah, I just like the little detail and stuff.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I got that on the first
And
order. Did you get something on the first order?
Yes, No, I didn't. I was good on the first order. I caved on the second.
Yes.
But I'll start with the second.
Okay.
On the second Knit Picks order,
Because, you know, we ordered some, and then everybody at Knit Night was like, oh, I should have placed an order with you. And we're like, I'll place another one. It's okay.
I decided they had like 40% off some of their books.
All their books.
And so I got Alice Starmore's Charts for Color Knitting, and I love this. Like, it's so detailed, and it includes like how things are used and then an example of it in a garment, but it's broken out by where the patterns are from. Like, some are all over patterns or some are borders, but then it says whether it's Scandinavian or South American. And I don't want to open the book because every page is actual charts, and you know, don't want to sell the secret sauce. But but yeah, she breaks it out from traditional patterns from Europe, Russia, South America, and then how to adapt the patterns within that. So I
That would be
really
cool
like
if
it.
I liked color work. No, I like the look of it. I don't like doing color
I
work.
love color work.
Yeah.
I've realized, like, more and more I'm itching to do color work, and I really want to start those sweaters, but I've got to finish some of my projects on the go.
And stop starting new ones.
Yes, but there are so many cool ones, and I couldn't
know.
say no to Rebecca when she wanted
I
a
know.
partner to knit with her. And
Yeah.
my second book, I just got books on the order, was
Oh, you got some fiber. She got some plain fiber.
Oh yeah, Woodland Wildlife. It's filet crochet charts, and they're all just animals, deers and stuff, bears and squirrels. And I have a few gifty people that I think would appreciate the nature themes. So
Yeah.
I thought that'd be a quick thing to crochet maybe for Christmas. So yeah,
Okay, and then we placed a second order from Knit Picks
Oh.
because they came out with this new yarn.
I did
It's
buy a
called
skein of this
Twill?
to try.
It's a worsted weight. And look at the
It's-
twist on that.
Yeah, it's a really
And-
plump, squishy.
It's just
High twist.
yeah, it's just 100% superwash wool. It's squishy.
It's really fine, soft merino.
So yeah.
I think it would probably pill, but the
Oh,
high
yeah.
twist will help contain that a bit.
So of course I got a gray because that's what I do. I
I got a
graphite.
slaty gray.
And then I got black cherry heather, which is
That's
it's a
really
really
nice.
nice.
That shows it off really well right there.
So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I just had to get them. It would make a great like cowl, but I was thinking maybe hat and mitts.
Oh yeah.
You suggested that.
Yeah, I suggested a stripy set.
A stripy set with like a cable. Sorry, I didn't spit on you. Like a cable up the side, and
She
then a
spit
cable.
on my knitting.
I didn't mean to.
I was like, you didn't spit on me. Oh.
Okay. Anyway, and I got some of their Stroll gradient duos. This is called Unicorn Princess. I don't know, I've just been buying sock yarn. I also got some other, like I just got some basic like heathery, gray heather Stroll, because I have lots of yarns that I'd love to do that with on heels and stuff. But
I thought it was funny that they came packaged that way, because I struggled with how to package my sock blanks that I dye as gradients. And in the end, we settled on putting them in a baggie in 2 cakes side by side, and it took me like a year to figure that out. And they do it that way too.
yeah. So I
really
have
like
lots
those.
of yarn.
Yes.
I already
need
had a
more
lot of yarn. I have more acquisitions. Do you want to talk about Alison Barnes?
Oh, sure.
Did you bring yours?
I did.
Okay.
We were at Knit Night, and Rebecca, this friend at Knit Night, mentioned that, oh, Alison Barnes is having a surprise skein sale. And it was
No,
like...
no, I looked that up. She was just looking at Alison Barnes. And I was like, oh, she has surprise skeins.
yeah, basically...
Skein? Skein.
I think either. But she was doing like off-colors or trials and stuff. And
Or
they were
bases she doesn't use anymore.
Yeah, and they were like $10 off, but it's a surprise. You don't know what you get. So we
ordered some. There was 4 of us at Knit Night.
and then I ordered some fiber.
Yeah, there were 4 of us at Knit Night that bought that did surprise skein, but I ended up with 2 of them because I really liked them.
I got
Yours?
I got Hush, and this is in the basic sock. I love her bases. They're so squishy, and I really like subtle speckles like that. I don't have a lot of speckled yarn, but I really like Alison's. So that was my first one.
Yeah, see, normally I wouldn't do surprise skeins, but I was like, I've
I
never
haven't seen one I don't
of,
like.
Exactly, I've never seen one of Alison's that I didn't like.
Yeah, and like there are very few like dyers I would do that with, or pattern designers where I do mystery shawls. Like there are a couple that I feel confident that I'll be happy with it no matter what.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this is my other one. Oh, that doesn't show well through the plastic. Oh, that's better. So this is Merino Bamboo 50/50 blend that I'll be spinning.
Pretty. It looks kind of sparkly, but that might just be the plastic.
Just the plastic. It's just merino and bamboo. And yeah, I've been having so much fun spinning for the Tour de Fleece. And I just thought, oh, I should get something. Shipping is half the cost when you order something.
because we were ordering all
And
together.
so since we were ordering anyway, I was like, I'm going to get some of Alison's.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So merino bamboo, I don't have a lot of this blend, so.
My 2 surprise skeins were very, very different.
Yes.
So this one is a bamboo merino nylon.
I really like that base.
And
It's
I
super
love the
nice.
base. It's like 470 yards to 115 grams. So lots and lots. And it's so bright.
Yeah.
And happy.
It reminds me a lot of the worsted weight you were looking at here to make a hat.
Yeah, looks
The
totally,
Flua
it's
Loco or
totally
whatever.
different. You're crazy. But I love it. It is just, I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. I'm thinking it would probably look amazing in like a garter or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know what yet. And then the other one is this one. It's kind of a salmon-y color and speckles.
With like tealy blue speckles.
They're pretty much blue. Maybe a bit of blue, a bit of a green. It's on a Mighty Sock base, which is one, maybe an old base. And it's just sample skein 6. But, yeah, I really liked it. And I ended up getting it.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to make socks for her.
Oh.
I told you that. See, it's great.
forgot.
She forgets everything, so I get an extra. Oh, that's cool. And then she'll forget again when I'm knitting them until I'm like making her try them on. Yeah, yeah. I'm not really usually speckly. I'm not usually salmony. But I really like it.
Yeah.
So, and then I ordered one that I had actually picked out the color. Wasn't a
That's a really
mystery
nice one.
It's Commune with Nature on her basic sock.
Saw this one at the
just
Fiber Fest,
love
and it was one of the ones I debated.
So I knit the Besties for Life by Cozy Up Designs with her, one of Alison's.
The pinky
4
purple
color.
one.
No, blues.
Oh, right. You looked at the pinky purple one, and then
Yeah,
she
I
said
got
she had blues.
Yeah, of course. And I really liked the base. So I had to get some more, and I really liked this colorway, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I have quite a few of those.
Yeah.
I really got to stop buying just single skeins of fingering weight because I don't like little shawls.
Yeah.
So it's like,
You're going to have to combine them.
Yeah, but I'm not very good at combining my yarns.
Just get gray everything.
Well, I do. I have
then you
gray
can
everything,
pair
but
it
it's
with-
like not like they go together, right?
Oh, that would pair amazing with a black bamboo.
Oh, yes, but not this.
Well, a gray would look great with that. Or a brown.
I
Look
do.
at those.
I put everything with gray or black, so I have all this.
It's got really nice brown and brown speckles in there.
So many times I have
Love it.
I've just bought like a bag of gray or a bag of black
To
from
go with others.
wherever we get yarn from for the store, just for me to go with stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I have a bit more acquisitions. Do you?
Gray and black
You don't
go
have
well
any more, right?
together. Nope, that's it for
Okay,
me.
so I got a couple things from the store as well because we got some new stuff in. So we got in some Rolana flat sock
Oh,
in the vintage.
I do have a skein of that set aside. Not that, the wool free.
Oh yes, yes. So
I'm
we got
going to run
this.
away and get it while
Yeah,
you do that.
We got this. It's just a good German sock yarn. I really like their sock yarn, and I really liked the look of this. It's gray and green. What a concept! I really like colors with gray, and this is how it's supposed to knit up. And it's got like little tiny stripies of blue in it as well. So I like. And at the same time, we got some wool-free bamboo, which is awesome. Which Lou is over there trying to find, so she can show it to you. Oh, she's coming. Okay, so these will probably be socks for me. And yeah, so I might just use like gray for heels and toes, or I might just do stripey all the way.
Stripey all the way.
You were going for one color. Why'd you come back with 3?
Oh, because I thought I'd show them.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So this is the fabric. I love the fabric in this wool-free stuff. It's dense and good twist, and it's got good stretch. And a lot of like the wool-free ones either
especially
feel
for
cottony
socks.
with no stretch or feel acrylic-y.
Yeah.
But this one feels really nice.
Well, and especially this new stuff because it's got bamboo in it. So
Yeah.
this was the just wool-free. It didn't have bamboo.
And
So we got some new stuff.
And this one has bamboo in it. So this is just a couple of colors, but I love you get to see the picture of how they stripe up. And I really love this colorway. But we only got one blue, so I didn't want to take
we
it
got
because
2.
there
We
were
just
a
already
few.
sold one.
And this one is like green with yellow and orange stripes. And it looks really cool in the ball. And this one I thought looked like cat yak in the ball.
It does.
But when I looked at the picture, it's the exact opposite of the green. It's just yellow and orange with green stripes. So I decided to take this one because I thought, I don't know that it'll sell really well without a sample. And I really like that yellow and orange
Kind
and
of
green.
harvesty.
So this will be for me.
Yeah.
And then it'll probably sit in the store for a few months as a sock sample, and then I'll take them home.
At some point, I'll have to get some more so I can make some more socks for Daniel at some point.
love that one.
Yeah.
Love it. But it's really squishy and not acrylic feeling, and it has good stretch. And
I mean, it is mainly polyacrylic,
yeah,
but it feels great and it's got great stretch.
yeah, it's I think core spun around a core of elastic.
Yeah.
The polyacrylic, and then the outside of the core is spun with bamboo. Yeah, I think the bamboo makes a big difference. I really like the feel. So
Yeah.
that'll be mine.
And then Janet from Peaceful Yarns, she's a local hand dyer, brought in some more of her Mary silk, which is a fingering weight 75/25 merino silk. Yeah, merino and mulberry silk.
Yeah.
And it's got this beautiful shine to it, and she does this Northern Lights colorway that I just love.
Yeah.
So I had told her that if she brought in a Northern Lights one, that there would be one sold already. So she was thrilled, and she brought some in.
Yeah. She brought in more of the bronze sparkle too, which is cool.
She has a couple really cool bases.
Yeah.
So I really love this. Again, no clue what I'm gonna make. If anybody has some suggestions.
You're going for the really bright pops of color lately.
I haven't. Yeah. Well,
Oh, that's dull in you, but
dull and me.
it's lovely.
I mean, these are very me too.
Yes, they are.
Anyway, yeah.
That's all our
That's all
acquisitions.
acquisitions. So
I think
finished
FOs.
You have lots. You can start.
I do. Oh, I'm off screen. Sorry about that. Didn't notice when I sat back down. So July was Tour de Fleece. It's a spinning event along with the Tour de France bike race. And so I did some spinning.
Lots and lots of spinning.
Lots and lots of spinning. So on the last podcast, I had talked about some Honwe silk that I had dyed.
What a shock.
Yeah.
No, not that you dyed. That you'd
spun. And I said Honwe again. Honui.
Nui.
And this is more of Kate's fiber in that same line where the center color is the natural color of the fleece. And this one is called Operara. And I just love the colorways. It's kind of this dark coppery rose and then the natural color and sort of a taupey tan color. And this one's going to be for me. I got, I think, 400 yards of fingering weight in a 3-ply.
Any clue what you're going to do with it?
Chain ply. I don't know, but I know I really love this one, so it'll be something I knit with.
I thought you really loved... Oh, but you liked this one better than the one you showed last time that was the kind of yellow and bluey gray.
Yeah, I love the other one, but I've already had 2 people ask if they can buy it. So I've just got to figure out the yardage and price, but I like this one even more, so I'll keep this one. It's got a little less yardage. The one I did with the silk, I find it's such an easy blend to draft. I got like 460 yards in a 3-ply, like a chain ply, which tends to be denser for me and less yardage, but I love Kate's fiber. I talk about it a lot.
From Heavenly Wools.
Yes. Her shop is closed right now. She's moving house.
Oh, right.
But she'll be reopened shortly, and I love her stuff. I highly recommend it. She has beautiful colors, and the fiber is like second to none. So that was my first FO, was this one. What about you?
I have a knot in my... I'm not in my yarn. Okay, it's just a knot from putting it in and out of my bag a lot. Okay, so I showed you these last time. I was working on some socks that I had just got the yarn for.
Oh yeah, the Croy.
Last time I was here on the first sock, and now I have a pair. And I've been wearing them lots. I was wearing them today, and I was like, oh, I'll just take them off.
That's why she couldn't go get something earlier, was because she's not wearing her socks.
Yeah. So they're just little shorty, not like shorty socks, not like the Rose City Rollers, but just short socks. I like short socks. I'm short.
How do you like the Croy?
Oh, I love the Croy. I got it at
Use Knitting
in Fort St. John. And so there's the turquoise stripes is this one, and it's actually got the little gray stripes in it. And then I just, I can't even remember, I think it was charcoal gray.
Yeah.
That I just did the cuff and heel and toe with.
Yeah, it is the charcoal.
And then I haven't, so I just bought 1 ball of each. And I haven't, because I make little small socks.
Because you have little small feet.
Yeah. I probably shouldn't stick that up to my face.
Yeah, you were wearing those.
Yeah. 1 ball was plenty of the color, and then I still have lots of the gray that I can use with something else.
You could do an opposite pair, a gray pair.
No, I don't have enough. I don't think I have enough of that.
To do the heels?
I don't know. So, probably not.
Okay.
And I don't know that I have enough of the full sock, full gray, or of the gray to do the full socks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like.
They look super cute.
They're really, really comfy. I just did a vanilla sock pattern with
Fish Lip Kiss.
Yeah, Fish Lip Kiss heel, which is my socks therapist. Yeah, cute little sockies.
They are cute little sockies.
Yeah.
I just spin in July.
You spun a lot.
I spun a lot.
Keep throwing spinning. She has
my
lots
next
more.
one was this one. So I wanted to try, I got, with my new spinning wheel, I got a 3 bobbin Lazy Kate, which I hadn't had before. So I wanted to try a 3-ply yarn. So I tried combination drafting for the first time. And so I have 1 ply is the dark blue and purple. And then 1 ply was 3/4 that double draft, or combination drafted with 1/4 nylon, which is the white. And the 3rd ply was half and half, the bluey purple and the white. So it's got a fair bit of nylon in it, which is the white. And then the bluey purple is just a mixed breed wool. And the blue purple is from Louette. It's one of their old Northern Lights colorways.
Oh, yeah.
Called Blueberry.
I used to really like those Northern Lights ones.
I loved it. I'm so sad they
it was
discontinued
pencil
them.
roving.
Yeah. And it was just mixed breed, not super soft, not super crunchy. So this actually, the nylon actually softened it out a bit, but I think it'll also strengthen it. So this will be some socks for me. It's about a sport weight, so it'll be some bed socks because I don't like heavy.
I was like, it looks like almost DK.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you washed that one yet?
No, but this one doesn't plump very much.
Okay.
So it'll be bed socks because I don't like socks this heavy in my shoes. And this was the leftovers, so I did a little 25-gram mini skein, and this one's just the strand that was half nylon and half wool chain plied on itself. So I might just use that for the heels and toes, which are a little more prone to wear anyway, and I'm really hard on my socks, so I'll just get a lighter heel and toe.
I never wear them out at the heels and toes. It's always like on the bottom of the
pads
foot.
under my toes, so I don't know. I might just start the toe early and do it that way. But yeah, so that was my second braid and little bit, and they'll go together for socks.
Do another one.
Do another one?
Yeah, you've got like 5.
Okay.
She spun lots.
I did. The next one was this one. It's more
I really like that
Heavenly Wools from Kate. So this is Honui wool again, and it's another 3-ply. So I did, it was a gradient in the Dilly Dilly colorway, which is greens and purples and blues. And I split the gradient up into 3 stacks of green, purple, and blue and did 1 ply each color. So if I can get this to focus, you might be able to see.
It seems so silly to break up a gradient.
I know, but I just
solids.
but I didn't have 3 solids that went together in the same wool.
Yeah.
But it's not going to focus close up. But
it looks really awesome.
But that's that one. I haven't washed it yet, so it'll soften up a bit and plump up because the Honui always does. So I'm not sure what this one will be. It'll probably be DK weight, and it's about 270 yards now, so I should get about 250 yards of DK, which is awesome. It's a good amount. So I really like it. I don't know. I really like it. I have running out of space for stash though, so it might make it to the store.
Yeah, I have a lot of yarn.
Yeah.
And I keep buying it.
But it's so pretty.
I keep buying yarn, she keeps making yarn.
Yeah.
Sometimes I buy the yarn that she's made.
Yeah, but that's okay. It goes out of my bedroom and into hers. I don't have to worry about it.
Okay, my other FO is knitting machine knitting. I did some more Harry Potter scarves. I did the ones with the
Narrow
chunks
bands.
and then the little narrow bands.
This
So
is
I've
such
got-
nice yarn.
It is. It's Estelle worsted, which is a like 40% wool, 60% acrylic or something like that. It's just a great yarn, and
Yeah, it feels really nice.
so I've done the machine knitting on all 4 of them, all 4 colors. But then this is what it looks like on the inside. I turn it inside out and I weave in all those ends.
She spends an
forever.
evening weaving in ends.
At least.
Yeah.
And then I turn it back out and I actually pick out the last row and cast off on each
Yeah,
end.
I was gonna say this is the
Do a
cast
3
off.
needle cast off?
Bind off?
Yeah, whatever it's called.
Just sounds wrong when you say
Yeah.
cast off. 3 needle bind off on the end of the stockinette tube.
Yeah,
I really like that because I hate fringe.
Yeah, I could put fringe on them, but no one's asked for it yet, so, and I really hate fringe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I sell these
so
at the
cozy.
store, and they go, so even in the summer, I was really like, oh, I've got one of each house up. I don't have to worry about
fall.
it. And then these 2 kids came in and they both wanted Gryffindor ones.
Yeah.
So I had one Gryffindor, and then I said, okay, I can have another one ready. And then okay, so after I sold that one, and then I did another Gryffindor, and then some grads came in.
Oh, yeah.
There's okay, it's really hot. There's
It's really not that hot in here today. It's hot outside, but
they do a grad.
I quite like this. I'm gonna keep this one.
Okay, you're Slytherin.
No.
What's it called? They do a where you go around. You have a list of things you have to find, and you go around.
Treasure hunt? Scavenger hunt?
Scavenger hunt. And the week before their grad, and these girls were doing they had a team and their theme was Harry Potter and they were all dressing up. So they ended up buying all 4 of my Harry Potter scarves. So then I had to make more. But I really enjoy it. It's a quick, like, cranking them on the machine takes about an hour.
Yeah.
A bit longer for these ones because I have to stop a lot more often and change color.
Yeah.
Because the other ones I do is just the, like...
Big blocks.
Big blocks. Blue, then gray, then blue, then gray. Sorry.
I like these better.
Yeah,
I know
do
they're more
too.
work,
They're more
but...
work, but I like them better. And then, yeah, and then it takes me probably an hour and a half to weave in all the ends. But, I mean, 3 hours for a completed scarf is nothing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think you should wear it like that.
With all the ends?
Yeah, with all the ends.
Yes, it's very classy. Yeah, so that was my other finished projects.
I just have more spinning.
Tell us about your spinning.
My next one was a braid of Malabrigo. Okay, and I brought this one too. So I had a half braid of Malabrigo left from my Potion colorway. So it's just a 50-gram braid, but it's beautiful and it's blues and purples and it's got the golds in there, a little bit of orange, not much. But this is from the same bag, so the same batch of Potion. And this is chain plied and this isn't. But look how much brighter the colors are. Like
it's totally
the golds are almost peachy pink in here, and the blues are like lighter tealy blues instead of darker bluey purples. But
this was kind of fun.
Yeah, it's very different than my normal. Yeah. Well, and I started with the most purple one and then have worked my way up. Like, so this is getting to the less my colors comfort zone, but I really quite like how it turned out. And this is about 350 yards of sport weight. So it might be a little bit shorter. It might end up a DK once I wash it. I can't remember.
What the mal does?
Well, it poofs a little bit, but I can't remember how much. So it might just be a shorter, poofier sport weight, or it might be a DK. But I quite like that one. Do you have more infos?
I don't have more
okay.
infos.
My last one is... Oh, it was this one. Yeah. The half skein and then this one.
Yeah.
That's it.
You spun
That's
tons
all
and
my
tons
spinning.
and tons.
I spun lots of. So some of these will end up in the shop for sure, as soon as I've given them all a bath and gotten final yardage
should do
on
that
them.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'd have to stick around.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
A bunch of the stuff, like my spin dryer for drying yarn is here, so I end up doing my spinning washing here at the store.
And I have just loved, I've started blocking here.
Yeah.
So I'll do it like a Saturday night. I'll soak my thing like Saturday while we're at work and then spin dry it and lay it out, and it's dry on Sunday. It's great because I can put it, we have enough tables, we just put them together and put blocking mats on top.
And especially for big projects. Like we have nowhere in our apartment that we can do that easily.
No. Well, the living room floor.
Well, yes, but that takes up the living room floor for 2 days while it dries. But with the spin dryer, it already starts so much drier.
What I used to always do is just do it at my mom's.
Yeah. We're taking over the spare room bed.
No, usually the living room floor because she doesn't use her living room.
Yeah.
So.
Weird.
Yeah.
Living room is where I live because it's called the living room.
She lives in the living room.
Anyway.
I live in my bedroom mainly.
Yeah. So that's our FOs. I think that's it for knitting.
Yeah.
Content. Yeah.
That was a lot of stuff. So now, culture consumed.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you are only here for the knitting stuff.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And thanks for putting up with our not so regular schedule lately.
Oh.
We got some new podcast viewers this week, and I was like, oh, that's weird. We haven't even posted a new podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Culture consumed. We've been watching lots of old stuff.
Yes.
Lots and lots of old stuff.
Like 80s and 90s.
No, 90s and 2000s.
Really?
Yeah, do South is 90s.
I was thinking it was 80s.
So
but
I got a big binder to put all of my DVDs in, and it wasn't nearly enough room.
Oh.
Yeah, I fit like 200 DVDs into it.
It was like half.
It was half
TV.
my TV.
And
well,
like no movies.
I don't
just half.
I don't
TV.
have that many movies.
No.
I have mainly TV on DVD. But because I was putting all this stuff into it, I was reminded of all of the fun DVDs I have. So we watched season 3 of Due South.
Yeah, the new Ray.
It's so old, and yet it holds up.
It's like 30
Because
years old.
No, it's not. It's from 97.
Okay, so
Well, that year was, it
22
was 97,
years
98, that season. Yeah. And I mean, it's just so ridiculous that
it is.
it holds up.
And I think, especially the third season
Third
and
and fourth,
onwards, they played up the cheese.
Oh, yes, of course they do.
So
Okay.
it holds up because they weren't trying to be serious.
Yes, okay, I'll give you that. So,
Now
Due
it's
South.
getting warm.
If you've never heard of Due South, go on YouTube. It is actually on there for free.
Oh, yeah.
CBC put it up, I'm pretty sure.
Huh?
And they've even got it in French, which I think would just be bizarre.
It's a Canadian Mountie who followed on the trails of the footsteps of the killers of his father to Chicago and ends up staying there because he doesn't really fit in because he's a little too enthusiastic.
And it's Paul Gross and so the first 2 years were Paul Gross and David Marciano,
Yeah.
which is, Paul Gross played the Mountie, the RCMP officer, Benton Fraser, who is bizarre. And then
He's awesome.
and his Chicago cop partner. And the first 2 years were a little less crazy. She's right.
Yeah.
But then and then there was like a hiatus. It got canceled and then it got picked up again, and it was fabulous. But they came back with a different other main character. So David Marciano stopped, and Callum Keith Rennie came on,
Who's another epic Canadian actor.
mainly because of Due South. But they're both.
Oh, but Rupert's Land was before that.
He wasn't in that. That was.
Oh, that
Ian
was the
Tracy.
other guy
That
that
was the
looks
guy
like
that-
him. I do this every time.
Every single time. Ian Tracy, who does a lot of BC shows. So does
Okay,
Callum Keith
he
Rennie.
was in the Day in the Life movie.
Day in the Life movie.
With Sandra Oh.
Oh, Last Night.
No.
The End of the World one?
No.
Day in the Life.
That's not part of the title, but it was like just a movie about the day in the life of this town.
Oh, no, that's Callum Keith Rennie.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
That's the other one he was in.
Oh, I cannot remember what it's called.
With Sandra Oh, and
And
she's
Paul
fabulous.
Gross, and like every Canadian actor
Yeah.
was in this movie.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was
I
called.
know.
Okay, I'm looking it up. You talk about something else.
Okay. Well, I've been watching more of The Good Doctor, which has been really
And you
fun.
talked about it on the podcast?
I
Okay.
mentioned I had just started it on the last podcast, and so now I'm into season 2, and I really like the dynamics, how they've changed, and they're getting a lot more into the backstory of all the characters, and I love Richard Schiff's character. He's the president of the hospital, and then he's not anymore, but he's still part of the show, and I love Richard Schiff. He played Toby on West Wing, and it's so funny because he'll do something, and I'm like, oh, that's so Toby.
Will Be Wonderful.
Will Be Wonderful.
Wonderful.
That's it, because they
Which-
live in the town of Wilby.
Yes, which is another fabulous Canadian movie
Yeah.
that everyone needs to see.
Oh, we should watch that again.
It was.
I think we only have it on VCR, though, don't we?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure I have it on
VHS?
DVD. It was from 2004. It's got to be on DVD.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got a who's who of Canadian actors. Who anyone who's not Canadian has probably heard of Sandra Oh,
Yeah.
because she's amazing, and
And
Ellen
she does
Page.
a lot of Canadian or
She does
American
a lot of American
movies
stuff.
as well.
Yeah, she's in Killing Eve right now. She just won all sorts of awards, and she's amazing. Yeah. And people have probably heard of Ellen Page, who was in Juno and is in lots of other things. But yeah,
It was a fabulous movie.
there are many good Canadian actors that then go to the States.
Callum Keith Rennie and Ian, what's his name?
James Lodi.
No, the guy that I always confuse him
Oh,
with.
Ian Tracy.
Ian Tracy. They don't really look alike at all.
No, but they
But
just
I watched the first movies that I had seen of either of them close together, and for some reason they were both short and slim with short, like,
they're not short. Neither of them are
small,
short.
well, shorter than their main characters they were playing with, but had like a small face, like nothing, like no features that stood out greatly, and short sandy blonde or light brown hair. And I don't know why, but always I confuse the two of them. I know he's the one in Due South, but all their other movies, I'm like, and again, I've watched Due
Ian
South.
Tracy wasn't in a lot of things filmed in Vancouver.
Yeah, he's
like
been
the
in
X-Files.
some. Well, and he's been in.
He was in like 91. Oh no, sorry, never mind. He was in one episode of the X-Files. He was in 91 episodes of Da Vinci's Inquest.
He was also in a Stargate.
Yep.
And he was in Sanctuary. Yep.
Supernatural.
He was Tesla's, like, he was the fourth guy who wanted to
I really
become...
gotta watch Supernatural. Not Supernatural. Sanctuary.
Oh, you should. Okay, so if you've watched Stargate...
It's like everyone from Stargate was in it.
The woman who played Samantha Carter.
Amanda Tapping.
Oh,
that was hard.
So I heard her with an American accent the entire time, but her mom's British, so she
she's Canadian.
A very good British accent because she grew up hearing it. And so in Sanctuary, she plays a British woman who has an exceedingly long life.
Helen Magnus.
Yes. And so she plays...
I love Wikipedia. I don't know how I survived before the internet. Yeah.
You just had to believe that somebody was right.
Oh. And it just doesn't happen.
Anyway, Sanctuary is another fabulous show.
Okay, but what else have we been watching?
And it has some actors that you would like.
Speaking of, well, yes, of course, because I love everyone who acts in BC.
Yes.
Basically,
just
like every movie or every TV show filmed in BC.
It's that the style of shows they tend to do in
Vancouver. I never watched X-Files or Supernatural.
I think you'd like X-Files if you got into it. Not the later seasons, but you'd love like the first 5.
I watched a couple episodes and I was not impressed. And I watched a couple episodes of Supernatural, and they're just not my cup of tea. It's like I have a really hard time watching hospital shows. So she keeps telling me I will love The Good Doctor, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get around to it someday.
Yeah, but I do think you'll like Stargate Universe.
Yes. So anyway,
these are all the DVDs and movies we've run across while she's been packing her DVD file.
So we also started watching Stargate Atlantis, which I was like the biggest fan of Stargate Atlantis when it started, because I was an SG-1 fan.
And you gave up on that in like season 9.
No. Well, I was an SG-1 fan when Atlantis was like when they were getting ready to do Atlantis. So like I was an Atlantis fan from before it started.
Yeah.
Like watching who was cast and stuff, and I was very excited, and I loved it. I was the biggest fan ever.
Like a Czech course to learn how to speak Czech because of one of the actors on Stargate Atlantis.
We had this discussion on a different podcast.
Because she
likes to mock me.
Yes.
But
mocking her is fun.
Yeah, it is. I really, really liked Atlantis, and I watched the first 3 seasons, and I was biggest nut ever, and then I just stopped.
Yeah.
I just stopped, and I watched, I think, one more episode, the Carson episode. You all know it. If you watched Atlantis, you know what I mean by the Carson episode.
Janet from Stargate
Yeah.
is the anesthetist on The Good Doctor.
Oh!
In the main OR.
Oh, I know her name too!
Yeah.
Oh! Okay, anyway.
See, this is how we end up watching TV shows we haven't watched in 20 years, because we'll think of something and go, that show was so-and-so, and
then
she'll suggest one, and go, no, this other one.
Yeah,
and...
or we're watching something and we're like, oh, we should really watch Men with Brooms. Like a beaver walks across the screen and we're like, oh, we have to watch Men with Brooms again. Yeah, we like a lot of quirky Canadian old stuff. I don't know.
Because the newer stuff is trying to go more mainstream.
Yeah, all the new stuff I've watched. Oh, well, I do want to watch Kim's Convenience, which I haven't yet.
It's on Netflix.
I know it is. But yeah, so I've decided this time I will get further in Stargate Atlantis, rather than just rewatching the first 2 seasons.
And then I'll make her watch Stargate Universe, because that has no medical stuff, and she will love it.
And you said it had Melinda May.
Yes.
Ming Na Wen?
Yes.
Okay.
She's one of the main characters in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that we've talked about.
Yes. So what I do, I've talked about this before, but basically I will watch a show and I will go, ooh, I really like that actor, and then I will go watch everything they've ever watched.
No matter how bad or low budget it was.
Sometimes it's great. Sometimes you find will be wonderful.
Sometimes you find pterodactyl.
Yeah. Oh, sometimes you find boa versus python.
Yeah. But some of those have turned out great for me.
Oh yeah, you like the terrible ones.
I just took on the whole franchise after that.
Yeah, yeah. I will like find the movies and then I will be like, oh, I can't watch this. This is terrible. And she'll be like, this is hilarious. Look at the snakes. And I'm like, big snakes.
Okay, you could see the mechanic head.
I know.
Like,
no, not in the one scene where David Hewlett is like holding snakes. Anyway, the big snakes, yes, are very, very fake. But now it's been really weird because so we've been rewatching these shows from like 20 years ago, and then I go like look up what the actors are doing now, and I'm like, oh wow, they did not age well.
Or ooh, they aged
Or
well.
yeah, sometimes it's like, ooh, they aged really well. Yeah, so I think I need to watch Arrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
For?
David Nichol.
Mm.
And I can't remember his name, but he's from Person of Interest.
Okay, I watched that.
Harold on Person of Interest. Okay, there's two main guys. There's Harold and John. Harold is the geeky one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's been ages since
Yes.
I've watched that. But
So yeah, apparently he joined the cast. But David Nichol plays a old Russian guy, which sounds great to me.
I find it fascinating too with him because, like, on Stargate, we were watching an episode that featured him quite prominently last night, and it's so funny hearing him speak in English and then in Czech because his whole demeanor changes, right? Like, because it's more natural, and he's
English is his first language.
but he speaks it like faster and
Because that's what it sounds like.
like it's weird. Like his tone of voice goes up about a third,
Yeah.
and he speaks faster, and it's more flowy and sing-songy than his English.
See, that's why. So I really liked the character that David Nichol played on Atlantis, and he was Czech, so that's what got me into like trying to learn about the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my god, I want to go to Prague someday.
Yeah.
And that's when I started learning Czech, but it didn't get very far.
It's cool though that
It is very
an area language in that area of the world is a Romance language.
No, it's not. Well,
I
Czech
thought
isn't.
Czech was a.
No, Romanian is.
Oh.
It's Roman.
Yes. No, I thought.
No, Czech is Slavic.
Okay.
Just with the Latin alphabet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a nerd.
She's a nerd.
I'm a nerd. I've gotten into a lot of things because of TV shows and stuff and books. But and then we also watched Relic Hunter. Speaking of old cheesy things,
We were talking about Indiana Jones at midnight for some reason. I don't know how it came up, but Rebecca was like, Indiana Jones? I love Indiana Jones. And we were like, okay, you have to come over. We have to show you this show called Relic Hunter.
So yeah, Relic Hunter is another one from the early 2000s.
Yeah, it's Tia Carrere is the main character.
And she plays a professor who is a relic hunter.
Yeah.
And she's got, her TA who's the guy. It's kind of fun because she's the buff adventurous one and he's the damsel in distress basically.
Yes. Yeah,
and
it's a very much a role reversal.
At that time you didn't see it that much, and it was really fun, and I liked Nigel. Yeah. So we've been watching really old cheesy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old cheese is much better on TV than in the fridge.
Yes. Doesn't get so moldy. So yeah, so my first binder of DVDs, the first like half is taken up with Stargate and Stargate Atlantis.
Yeah.
And Sentinel, that's another really old one that we haven't rewatched.
Yeah, I think we need to rewatch that one
And
too.
West Wing and Buffy and Angel and Firefly. Wonder Falls. Yeah.
Wonder Falls is another very quirky Canadian one.
Except it wasn't Canadian.
It wasn't? I thought it was filmed in Toronto.
Oh, partially. It was filmed around Niagara. So part of it was filmed in the States and part of it was filmed in Canada.
It has a couple of the main actors are Canadian.
Yes. Almost all of them. Lee Pace, back before anyone knew who he was.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Tracy Toms before Rent.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's hot. Carolyn Davernast.
That's
I was like,
like the one from Montreal, the main character.
yeah. And the cute guy, whose name I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, we like cheesy TV shows.
Quirky and cheesy are good.
Yes, except that really, I like to rewatch the ones I already know I like, rather than find new ones. Except, we also got to the end of season 5 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
We did. There's none left.
Yes, there is!
Well, there will be,
there
but
is
there's none that we
season
can
6.
watch yet.
If I spent money, we can watch
It's
it.
not on our streaming services
We have
yet.
like 15 bajillion streaming services. It needs to be on one of the streaming services.
Like, we already pay for those. It seems
Yeah.
stupid to pay for a separate show.
You know what? I would have bought it, except that it was $10 cheaper on Apple than it was
But then
anywhere
you can't
else.
even cast it to your TV.
And I have a Google Cast,
Chromecast.
whatever. It's Google and Chrome are the same thing. So you can't cast Apple things to it.
Yeah.
So I was like,
So we'd have
no,
to hug around our little laptop.
I'm not spending extra money. So yeah. So we will be watching season 6
Eventually.
and then there will be season 7, and then it will be over. But we really loved Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I really did.
Really
Really
Agents
did.
of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Much more than the movies. I know you really like the movies. And I was like,
I like the show, the TV
the
show
movies
better.
were okay, but I like the character development
Well,
way
of
more in the show.
Course.
Yeah.
I've made her watch Captain America, First Avenger, and did we watch Winter Soldier? No, we watched The Avengers.
Yeah. I was
We
like,
should
that
watch
was another
Winter
one.
Soldier. I think you'd watch. I think you'd like that.
We're in TV cheese
Yeah.
mode right now.
I've
So
been reading some stuff. I've been listening to audiobooks.
Oh, me too. I talked about the book I was anticipating, because it was coming out this past month, by Amanda Jete Knox, called Love Lives Here, about her and her family. And it's a bio/memoir of the entire family and how they came to be activists and how they came to be basically a trans family. And it's really good. Like, the struggles she dealt with and that her wife dealt with, and coming to terms with your husband no longer being your husband, and like how her daughter came out to her, and how it was such a learning experience for her because she had no contact with anyone trans before that. So like the huge learning curve and trying to come to terms with how to deal
And you
with
got
the
it
kid.
in an audiobook.
Yeah. So I've been
So that's
listening while
really
knitting.
cool.
Yeah.
I think that's cool that she read it herself as well.
Yes, and she's a really good reader. So, which makes sense. She's a public speaker and a writer. So, but
Not all writers are good readers.
no, but
trust
she's a
me.
writer who has done a lot of public speaking.
Yeah, but even ones that have done a lot of public speaking, oh,
she happens to be good.
that's good.
So I've been having a lot of fun with that. And I also read, we got a manga in at the store called The Boy Was a Bride.
Nope, The Bride Was a Boy.
The Bride Was a Boy. That makes more sense. And it was cute, but the story was really choppy because it seemed like it was more information than a novel with information added.
Yeah.
Like, it was, a chapter on how they met, and then here's information on what it means to be trans in Japan, and a chapter on...
But that's kind of cool. You learned something about that.
yeah, it was fascinating, like terms
But
like...
it wasn't what you were thinking it was.
Yeah. So it just broke the story up a little bit too much, so you couldn't really get into it as much. But it was such a quick, manga. You can read it in an evening. Sit down.
Yes.
I finished it before I fell asleep.
Oh, that was the other thing that I've been doing in the last few weeks is I got a subscription to Marvel Unlimited.
Oh, yeah, you've been
So
reading.
I've been watching, no, not
Reading.
watching, reading Marvel Comics.
Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl, Hawkeye. It's so funny because I tried to read some older comics and I was like, no. So I've been reading some of the newer stuff. I really liked the Hawkeye run by Matt Fraction.
Mm-hmm.
And Squirrel Girl, some of it was good, some of it was terrible. But then we have this regular customer who comes in all the time, and she's always like, oh, you should read. She brings in graphic novels all the time, and then she's like, you've got to read this before you put it out, and so I do. But
I
she
thought
was
it was
like,
funny that her son bought the Hawkeye comic that you had brought home, and she brought it back to the store, and then this woman that you exchange conversations about graphic novels with went home with the one that you had.
Did you hear when she came back with it? She was like, yeah, I had actually already read it.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
"Oh."
No, I missed that.
Yeah. But I thought she had said she had read it anyways. But anyway, yeah, and so she found out that I had Marvel Unlimited, so she started giving me all of these series I need to read.
Yeah. Well, it's good because you know you like a lot of the stuff she does, so you can start at
she has
an
really
area
good
that
taste.
you
So yeah.
really similar tastes. So it's
Yes, because I started reading some of the, I don't know, I started reading like old Captain America and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, yeah, it's really cheesy.
Old cheese is better on TV.
Yes, old cheese is way better on TV. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think we've watched any movies.
No.
I've
We
read-
have talked about spinning a bit. We're in contact with Cheryl Peebles from Fort St. John, and so we were talking about her doing some classes here. So I warped up. We had gotten in some little
looms.
just little frame looms for the store, and so I warped one up and.
I'm bringing it.
Oh, okay. It's really nothing to look at. It's not very good.
Still bringing it.
She's still bringing it to show you how bad I was. I just wanted a quick, like, something on it. And I'd been thinking about trying some clasped weft on my loom, and I hadn't gotten it together yet, so I just tried it on here.
So it's just a little frame loom, and that you can like.
Yeah. And this just creates the shed. It's a tiny one, but it's enough to get like just a
Shuttle.
stick shuttle through.
Stick shuttle through.
It's
yes.
like, what kind of shuttle is it?
Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just went through Cindy's bin of scrap yarns and found a couple that
I
there
have
were enough
many
of.
minis.
Yeah.
I like my minis.
But it looks like she'll be doing, we're going to post, well, tomorrow once we come back to the store, like once we're reopen, I'll be posting to get waiting list going for like a tapestry class.
Yeah, and spinning on a wheel.
And a drop spindle class or a wheel spinning class. So, and she's got some weaving classes that she's developed that include the frame loom for the tapestry, and she teaches traditional tapestry weaving, but then she also does like color and weave and a bunch of like techniques that you can do on a what's your loom?
Rigid heddle?
On a rigid heddle loom, as well as like a 4-shaft loom, so that you can take the skill to another loom afterwards.
Cool.
So I'm really looking forward to those.
Yeah.
I think that was the only other culture-ish stuff
Not
I
culture,
did.
that was knitting.
Oh,
Well, it was yarny.
it was talking about crafts.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Not knitting. I think that's it.
I think that's it. I don't know how to end this.
I think that's it.
Usually I make funny noises or burp. I've been really, really good. I made it through the whole podcast without scratching that much. Before we started, I don't know, just all of a sudden my skin,
was just like,
I have a couple mosquito bites. And so they were itchy, and then my skin's really dry, so it was all itchy, and I'm just like scratching all over, and I'm
like, oh
getting
my
ready to
God, you
scratch my
have
back, and yeah. So then I was like, yes, I have fleas, take them away. Oh.
Okay, so I think we've had the silliness for the end of the episode now.
Yeah.
So we'll leave you with that. Ciao.
Ciao, Bella.